So a while back, Hello Dope Toys on their live stream did a pretty awesome deal.
I have a that morph that's sitting next to it. It's like blended in perfectly.
So it's seven
One,
figures?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, seven.
It's
Seven Build-A-Figure pieces and then Kingpin.
I'd still do the whole thing for 100 right now. If somebody wants that whole wave for 100 right now, that's 7 figures for $100. Figures that retail at $25 a piece. So you're essentially saving $75 off of retail. Ship that shit out tomorrow. Holler at your boys. Shoot us a message. You're not going to find that on the site.
Maybe it'll ship out tomorrow.
Maybe.
It's a possibility that it might.
I'm just saying, guys, you're looking for a deal right now. You want some Ollie's Ross prices. That's about as good as we can do right now. $100, 7 figures. What's the Build-A-Figure? What's it fucking called?
The Hydra Stomper?
Hydra Stomper. Hydra Stomper Build-A-Figure. $100, 7 figures. Right now. Message us on Instagram.
So then I decided, why don't I take them up on this? Now, keep in mind, I have not bought a full wave of Marvel Legends since Puff Adder. And before that, it had been a long, long time. I did end up buying the full wave of Age of Apocalypse because I wanted that Colossus. But really, all of that was on clearance anyway, so I didn't really pay that much. This is also on clearance. And what I really wanted was a Hydra Stomper. So then I have all these other figures. So how do they measure up? Well, this is a Disney Plus wave. This is all about TV shows. And what I didn't realize until I got them in hand was that there are 2 from each TV show. Except for Agatha is just the one. She's kind of standing on her own. So I decided, let's take a look at these and see what we got. So this is going to be a series. I'll wrap it up with the Hydra Stomper. I'll run it weekly, and the last week will be Hydra Stomper. Just something fun and different to do. So come with me. Let's take a look at the Hella Dope Disney Plus deal. So one of the problems of doing a series like this is you kind of hammer through the presentations, and it's like, then you get something like this and you gotta slow down. Because it was Agatha the whole time. Agatha really dragged this wave down. And Agatha continues to drag the wave down. It's a rough one. It's really bad, guys. I'm gonna prepare you for it. Here we go. Alright, first and foremost, her dress looks okay. It is nice. It really limits her articulation to an abysmal level. Now, I tried to do some posing with her in this video, and I'm just going to tell you what. She's so damn limited, I couldn't get much out of her. It's really just the arms, and you can just barely move them into place. Now, you add into that, I mean, you gotta look at that face sculpt. I mean, she looks like you just told her some news that really excites you, and she wants to look as excited as you, but really she's just kind of going, oh, God, this again. think they were trying to make her look sinister, but it doesn't come across. It really comes over across bad. She can't stand. She's got the stupid heels, and she does have peg holes in the front of her feet. But you try to set her on them, and she falls forward and just leans forward, and that's it. They're too shallow to be putting any pegs. This figure's tough, man. It's just tough. Now, detail-wise, I mean, it did a decent job on the dress. I'll give them that. I mean, it's not terrible, but every bit of it limits her articulation. And, there are articulation points under the dress, which makes me feel weird saying I was digging under Agatha's dress, but you know what I mean. So that makes it even more frustrating, is that you just can't move her around at all. She's just not movable. And it's like, why did you do this? There were a lot of ways they could have done this that I think would have been a lot better. But no, we can't. Because of Hasbro. And she at least has those dark, the dark tips of her fingers, like when she's got a hold of the dark hold, and I think Wanda does too. So, I mean, there's that much. I mean, give them credit on that little detail. But there's not a lot here. I mean, her hair is so big and poofy, you can't move her head. I mean, there's just nothing you can do with this figure. I'm just going to sit her on a spinner and talk about how bad this figure is. And I'll probably loop it, and I'm not sure if I'm going to give a damn enough to try to loop it in a way that disguises it. I'm going to just let it sit here. But she's awful. And she's just, the likeness is bad. The articulation is very limited. Her, she's a statue. This is not an action figure. It's a statue. And I know some people love statues. Well, you know what? Go buy her. Because, that's the problem, is that this should be an action figure. And I mean, there are ways to get around these kind of things. Star Wars figures it out all the time. Don't give me that shit. And you didn't give her any accessories, so there's no reason you couldn't have gone a little bit extra mile on this figure. But no, this is where you decided to cut a freaking corner. And these are the things that piss me off about Hasbro. Because you know what? I've been looking at this wave, and so far, I had a figure that wasn't quite as good as I thought it was. One that I really felt could have been better, but is not good. Two that really surprised me. And then this one, which I'm like, this should not be. This is the one that shouldn't have happened. Pick another character. Do something else. Don't shoehorn your collecting your fan base with something like this. This is the frustrating part, is that you want to build a figure, you're going to have to buy figures you don't like. And you know what? Agatha is that bad. I mean, the only thing I can think that was worse than Agatha might have been Thor Love and Thunder's version of Star-Lord. That one was terrible too. That was one of the worst. And this one is just about as bad. I mean, this is like, whoever's on the design team should be ashamed of themselves for putting this shit out there. They really should. I mean, again, it's a statue. Oh, and it broke. Forgot to mention that. Mine broke, right? It didn't break, but I mean, it was like, listen to me, I sound like a teenager. Break. But it did pop. The elbow did pop out. And, it's easy enough to fix. You just pop it back in there. But you see, the thing is, she can't move that elbow because it's fused. I mean, people complain about Action Force having stiff limbs. This one is fused. Okay? Don't give me this shit. Again, why does this happen? These designers are supposed to be better than this. No, we can't be better. We have to be worse. We have to prove how bad we are so that, you can buy crap. Well, anyway. Yeah, I know, I'm bitching and complaining about toys, but you know what? I spent my money on this, even on clearance. This is bad. I got it for the Build-A-Figure piece. I guess I could just chalk it up and say, okay, that's good. And yeah, that's true. I mean, it's just a Build-A-Figure piece. But you know, I mean, maybe Hasbro, you wouldn't be losing so much money if you put out a bit of a decent product. Just a thought, okay? And that's the thing. This wave, at this point, I have looked at all the figures. This wave isn't that bad. It's actually got some decent qualities to it. But, you know, you get something like this that brings the whole thing down. And it sticks out like a sore thumb. So I'm pointing out the thumb to you. Okay, guys, rant's over. This figure sucks. And that's all I'm going to say about it. This figure sucks. What am I going to do with it? I'm keeping it. Ain't nobody going to buy this damn thing. I may do something with her. Maybe I'll make a comic Agatha out of her. I don't know. I don't know what I'll do. Thanks for watching, guys.